guys, welcome from wherever in the world you're watching. I just want to say thank you guys for checking out the channel. This is a video, I never did a video like this before, but I'm really happy to see how it turns out, and I'm really energized to see how you guys. I had an idea recently that I wanted to just sample more African music throughout the month of May. And so I decided to make 3 different beats out of different African music, from one beat from Ghana, 1 beat from Togo, and then I think 1 beat from Nigeria. So yeah, we can just go ahead and get started. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're watching from the new channel, shout out to y'all, and go ahead and subscribe, because I'm going to be making way more videos like this in the future. So yeah, let's get into it. I started out looking through some Ghana musicians, because the way this video actually started was, this video idea actually started was, I wanted to just only sample Ghana music, but then I was like, well, let me do like a little bit more broad than just Ghana, because obviously there's like 55 countries in Africa. So I was like, you know, there's great music from all over. Let me just, you know, figure out what I can find. So I started looking at great Ghanaian musicians. Found, you know, Ebo Taylor. I found, you know, obviously I already know about guys like Shatta Wale and Sarkidi, you know, those guys. But then, of course, people from the earlier ages that, you know, I'm not really so familiar with. Looking at somebody like Ebo Taylor, who's like an incredible guitarist. You know, there's just gems, you know, as far as Ghana music coming from the 70s. All music from the 70s is fire. That's like a personal opinion of mine. But still, anyways, this really how this video started. And yeah, so first I decided to look through, I think, Ebo Taylor's music, and then I started looking at the African section of Discogs, started looking at the High Life section of Discogs, and the rest is history. So yeah, y'all about to see it. You gotta love my internet. Sometimes it'll just go out. Just for fun, you know, just Ghana things. It'll just go out. No big deal. That's just a fire intro. I feel like I could do something with that. I'm really about to say, screw it. We can just extend out that intro, to be honest. I'll take it. I'll make something out of it. We're going to see what happens. And also, according to Discogs, Atadi Boni, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this guy is, I just know he's fire. He's from Togo. And you know, from what I heard from him, I even ended up out on my own time checking out the rest of that album, because I loved what I found so much from the sample. Yeah, the song's called Hustle, but yeah, I listened to the rest of that album. It's like a self-titled album that he has from 1983, and that joke is fire, so check it out if you haven't. Shout out Togo music, you know, we going through all cultures through here, you know, and K-Mon music always has all the cultures, so, you know, that's what we do. So the first thing I wanted to do was actually isolate the stems out of this intro, because you know, it can be EQ'd a little bit better because of what I'm thinking I want to do for it. It needs to only have like the mid frequencies, so I'm just gonna get my dirty bag real quick. It needs to have like the middle frequency, so I can, you know, maybe add my own drums. And I also wanted to take the bass out. Shout out to FL Studio for that feature, when you can just take out the stems out of the sample and just like make whatever you want. It's a beautiful thing. So of course we got the sample, so I'm gonna play that out, and then I'm also gonna play what it sounds like when you take out the drums and only have the instruments and the bass. And when I say instruments, I think it's like a piano and a guitar. So yeah. Just the bass and the instruments. Just the bass and instruments. Hold on, I can make a loop out of that. Hold on. Wait. And I just decided to loop that first like few seconds, because I think it goes crazy. And then I played with the bass a little bit, so it's like just rearranged a couple notes of the bass, so you got a different idea of just so it's not like monotonous going through with the loop. And so now I'm hyped because I've been meaning to use this drum break for a long time, and I just had never gotten to it. And I was making a beat maybe, this is probably 2-3 months ago, and I found this drum break from a Lil Carner song, and I really liked it. It was at the intro, and I was like, oh yeah, I love this drum break, I'm gonna use it someday. And I never used it, but I feel like today is that day that I'm gonna go ahead and use this because I think it fits really well. I also decided to add a little open hat there at the end. Just adds a little bit of texture. We keep it simple for this first one, you know, nothing too crazy, but yeah. Pretty much done, you know. It's nothing too crazy on the first beat, you know. I just wanted a little warm up, you know, something small for the boys, you know, something small. Okay, Amadou and Miriam, I've heard some of their songs before. I've never like sampled any of their music, but I've heard some of their songs. From what I've heard, it's pretty good. So I didn't know if they were brother and sister, but apparently Amadou and Miriam are a couple, and from Mali, so shout out West Africa, you know, I'm in Ghana, so but Mali, they're coming from Mali, and I just found out they're both blind. Okay, they met at Mali's Institute for the Young Blind and ended up a couple and found a shared interest in music, and now they travel all over the world. See, I love hearing stories like that, bro. That's amazing. You know, prior to this, I did not know that they were a couple. I didn't know that they met at the school for the blind. I didn't know that that was a thing. But Amadou, he plays the guitar and sings, and then of course his wife sings. And yeah, that's really dope. Fire for real, bro. So fire. Bro, just this intro alone, you can do so much off this. This is crazy, bro. But I feel like I can make it go a little bit more. I'm gonna do a little chop like how I do. As soon as I heard the vocals, I was already thinking trap, I'm not gonna lie. Even though this is like, lately I've been really trying to do like a more non-traditional trap sound, so, you know, we gonna see how this turns out. We're gonna see. But this is like crazy, bro. So fine. So fine. And I wanted to isolate the vocals too, so I could just like bring them in and bring them out when I felt like it, because them on top of each other is fire, but when it's like, when you take it away, it can just add like a few different elements to the beat. Yeah, so that's what I ended up doing. You know, just them singing together is crazy, bro, because this really goes hard, bro. I don't know what y'all saying, but whatever they say, this is going crazy. You know, it's only right, I had to take that So Fire apart, because that's gonna be the name of the beat at this point. It's got to be called So Fire, like literally, because bruh. So fire. So fire. Oh my god. I also wanted to add a lot of percussion, because there's, you know, as you know, in a lot of African music, it's a whole bunch of different types of percussion going on. So I got like 3 different types of hi-hats. I got a snare in there, I got a clap, I got a rim, I got obviously the 808, but we'll talk about that later. You know, but yeah, I just wanted a pattern that was kind of like like unpredictable, where it's not just that typical, you know, like that you hear in like a regular trap sound. I wanted it to be like feel like a little bit more alive, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, I wanted to make it feel like a little bit more alive, where it was just kind of like you don't really know what's coming next. So the pattern for the hi-hats and the snare was kind of like this. You know, I had to make some disgusting 808s because, you know, just I needed it to feel like real sloppy. Even though it's clean, but it's sloppy at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Second pattern on the 808. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole beat, but I think it really turned out fire. This is probably my favorite one that I did. And maybe one of my favorite beats ever, to be honest. This track is crazy, bro. So I just gotta play out how the original sample started. That's from the So one of my favorite things about making a video like this was being able to just really do research on Ghanaian musicians, because I haven't done that much crazy research, like diving deep into it like how I probably should have by now. But this video idea was an opportunity for me to dive into musicians. And disclaimer, y'all, I had a third beat at first that shout out K from Prong, who's an artist in Ghana from the 80s. And I made a beat out of something, and I just wasn't happy with it. So like, let me know in the comments if you want to hear that beat, but I don't know if I'll even show it to y'all, because sometimes you have duds as a producer and you just gotta go ahead and take your L. I made something and it's finished technically, but I don't think I'm gonna show that one. I decided, you know, kind of last minute. This video is gonna be posted Saturday, so it's now Friday and I'm still working on this other beat because I decided kind of last minute to go ahead and do another beat, because yeah, it didn't sit right with me how that last one was sounding. It just wasn't, you know, it wasn't right. So I decided to make a whole new thing. Discovered a Ghanaian musician, Nana Apadu, or Mpadu, sorry if I'm saying that right, or sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, original High Life producer, one of the most influential Ghana musicians, one of the founding fathers of High Life, and I was able to find one of his songs. Shout out to Discogs once again for coming in clutch. And yeah, so we're gonna see how this one sounded. This one's called Mame Abana. And also Nana Ampadu was the founder of the African Brothers, which I don't know too much about their music, but I have heard of them before. That's definitely an artist that I would like to check out in the future. Let me know, by the way, y'all, if y'all want to see more videos like this, because I had a lot of fun doing this, honestly. I want to keep doing this throughout the month of May and maybe even for the rest of the year, who knows. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, man. If you're seeing this on the new channel, subscribe, even if it's on the old channel, even though I had just hit 1,000 subs on that channel. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well if you want updates on all my music and everything going on in my life. So yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all, and yeah, let's get into this third beat. Oh, right from the intro, I like this. Let's take this. This is cool. We're gonna see about the chop. I didn't really like the chopping I was going with, so I started thinking, what if I should reverse this? Hold on, let me see what it sounds like when it's reversed. add some effects, some reverb in there, some EQing, you know, to cut out the frequencies I didn't want. This is sounding fire so far. It sounds like spacious. It sounds like ethereal, you know. This honestly made me feel like some Dre. Like I wanted some Dr. Dre type drums for this. So yeah, I decided to go in like that. Hi-hats, decided to change the velocity on the hi-hat so it's not like a consistent sound. It sounds like somebody actually playing it, you know. I don't know how to play drums, but FL Studio does. And for the bass, I just copied the kick pattern, made it so it kind of follows the kick, but it just has more of a boomy sound. It makes it feel more alive, if that makes sense. Added some sound effects in there so it doesn't get boring.